yesterday. So we are on the Canto 6, chapter, it is first chapter only, text number 1. So yesterday we discussed about the summary of the history of Ajamila, what is going to happen in this chapter. And we have just covered 2 verses. So next few more verses we will cover today. So, and this chapters are very important because the history of life of Ajamil, here many things are going to be covered. The glories of the holy name, and especially the glories of devotional service. What we are practicing. So it is very much required that we should our faith should be increasing every day by day, and as we are progressing, especially the progress happens as per our faith only. If one has faith, then as per that his chanting also increases, and that's how he advances in spiritual life. So that's why faith is very important. And when we hear or read such kind of Srimad Bhagavatam, especially, and in this particular sections, it gives us immense faith, and that will help us to progress in our Krishna consciousness. Okay, so we will start with our text number 3, Canto 6, Chapter 1, text number 3. Yeah. So please recite this after me. Adharma lakshanana
धर्मलक्षणानां
नरकाश्चानुवर्णितः
नरकाश्चानुवर्णितः
मन्वन्तरश्च व्याख्यात
मन्वन्तरस्य व्याख्यात
आद्य आद्य स्वायम्भुवो यतः.
आज्ञास्वयंभुवो यतः.
Yes, Ashutosh Bro, translation.
You have also described, at the end of the fifth canto, the varieties of hellish life that result from impious activities, and you have described, in the fourth canto, the first Manvantar, which was presided over by Swayambhu Manu, the son of Lord Brahma.
Yeah, so this is the way to ask questions. Whenever we want to ask any questions to any speaker, first we appreciate him for what he has explained till now. So here you can see how Parishit Maharaj, in the previous 2 verses also, he is just telling the points. Even I have seen many places when like Rajashampru goes, first thing is when they thank also, Proji expects that they should tell some points or summary of what he spoke in the class. So then they will tell, okay, the Proji very nicely gave the class, you explained this, this was very, very inspiring point. And then they say that, so I had a question on this particular thing which you spoke. And then they ask the question. So that is very wonderful way to interact with a speaker and get the proper answer. So here also you can see Parishit Maharaj is saying that you have also described the varieties of hellish life. So he described many things, but especially, so in the first 2 verses, Parishit Maharaj told that now he is coming to the particular point which was explained by Parishit Sukadeva Goswami, and then in that point he will ask the question in the next few verses. So here he says that thank you for explaining the varieties of hellish life, and you also described about the first Manvantara, and which was presided over by Swayambhu Manu. So now next, let us see what he says in the next verse. प्रियव्रतोत्तानपादोर् प्रियव्रतोत्तानपादोर्
प्रियव्रतोत्पादो
वंशस्तश्चरितानि च
वंशश्चरितानि च
द्वीपवर्षसमुद्राद्रि
द्वीपवर्षसमुद्राद्रि
नदी उद्यानवनस्पतिन्
नदीयोद्यानवनस्पति
धरामण्डलसंस्थानम्
धरामण्डलसंस्थानं
भागलक्षणमानतः
भाग्यलक्ष्यमानतः
ज्योतिषां विवराणां च
ज्योतिषां च
यथेदम् असृजद्विभु.
यदमर्षिजद्विभो.
Yes, Pranav Prue, translation.
Yes, Prabhuji. Translation. My dear Lord, you have described that dynasties and characteristics of King Priyavrata and King Uttanapada. The Supreme Personality of Godhead created this material world with various universes, planetary systems, planets, and stars, with varied lands, seas, oceans, mountains, rivers, gardens, and trees, all with different characteristics. These are li- divided among this planet Earth, the luminaries in the sky, and the lower planetary systems. You have very clearly described these planets and the living entities who live on them.
Yeah, so you told, so now he says that, my dear Lord, you also told about characteristics of King Priyavrata and Uttanapad and how the Supreme Personality of Godhead created this world, so many planetary systems, planets, land, seas, oceans, mountains, rivers, and also the living entities who are living in them. So that also you describe. So very nicely, thoroughly you have described the entire subject matter. So it's glorifying in that way. So purport, Prashant, Aditya, you can read first this paragraph.
Yes, Ruji. Here the words Yathedam Ashrajat
Just
Vibhut
Vibhu.
clearly indicate that the Supreme, the great Almighty Personality of Godhead, created this entire material world with its different varieties of planets, stars, and so forth. Atheists try to conceal the hand of God, which is present in every creation, but they cannot explain how all these creations could come into existence without a complete intelligence and almighty power behind them. Simply to imagine or speculate is a waste of time. In Bhagavad Gita 10.8, the Lord says, Aham sarvasya prabha, prabhavo.
Prabhu.
I am the
Hmm.
origin of everything. Matta sarvam pravartate. Whatever exists in the creation emanates from me. Iti matva bhajante mam. Buddha bhava samanvita. When one fully understands that I create everything by my omnipotence, one becomes firmly situated in devotional service and fully surrenders at my lotus feet. Unfortunately, the unintelligent cannot immediately understand Krishna's supremacy. Nonetheless, if they associate with devotees and read authorized books, they may gradually come to the proper understanding. Although this may take many, many births, as Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 7.19.
Yeah.
Bahunam janmanam ante ज्ञानवान mam prapadyante vasudeva sarvam iti sa mahatma sudurlava.
Yeah, so basically, in the first paragraph which you read, we see in this that, so Purport Prabhupada is just elaborating the same thing, that so many creation is happening, but there is a class of men. Who is that? Atheistic people. They try to conceal the hand of God which is present in every creation, and they cannot explain all these creations could come into existence without a competent intelligence and almighty power behind them. Simply to imagine or speculate is a waste of time. So basically, in Bhagavad Gita, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu, everything is given. So we see so much creation in this world, so much wonderful, beautiful creation, and many scientists, they just want to conceal the hand of God. They said, oh, this must have come from this. So many speculative theories are there. So many scientists are there, and they have created their own theories of how, what is the origin of life, how the world has come into existence, and Big Bang theory, Darwin's theory, and so many people. So in one of the church, there was one scientist. So this scientist, he was very much, he said God was there, now he is dead. God is no more. Like we all die, so God also has died. So he is no more, and we should not unnecessarily do waste of time, like that he was telling. So he went to a church, and church hardly any people were coming. So he went to the church. The scientist name was Nixon. So he went to church and he put the kind of, we put quotes, no, different quotes in a proper laminated place. So so of course he had put the words God is dead, like that he said, and dash Nixon, like that he wrote his signature. So then after that, of course, he went. The church was going on. After some years, the Nixon passed away. So then one of the church, one priest was there. He exchanged the Nixon and God. Nixon is dead, God. So we see that so many scientists, they come and go, then they put different theories. Scientist comes, puts different theory, he goes some other place, like he dies, and then another scientist comes, he refutes the theory and he says, no, this is the perfect theory. Again he goes, again another scientist comes. Sometimes within that scientist's life only, there are so many other people come and put their own theories. So they themselves have conflicts. And today they will say one thing, and tomorrow they will say, no, initially we told this, but now this is the latest version, and they will some modify in the same things. But we see Vedas, there is no modification. What Veda was, like what Bhagavad Gita was spoken by Krishna to Arjun, now also it is same. It never happens that Krishna comes. So when I told to Arjuna this particular verse was wrong, so I'm again coming now and I'm doing the updated version, Bhagavad Gita 1.1 or Bhagavad Gita 3.0, or different versions will keep coming. So it doesn't happen. So Bhagavad Gita is one, and Krishna gave that to Arjuna. So we see that's why Prabhupada gave also the name Bhagavad Gita as it is. So there is no adulteration, there is no dilution. It is same, and the truth is also going to be same for not only for this yuga, every even after 1 lakh years also the truth is going to be same. The Bhagavad Gita is going to be same only. Like we see 5,000 years back it was spoken, still it is applicable in our life, and in future also it is going to be applicable for everyone. So but scientists they keep coming, putting different theories and getting different things, so they just waste their time in speculation. So we don't have to do any speculation, we have to just read Bhagavad Gita. Aham sarvasya prabho matta sarvam pravartate. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna has elaborately told about the supremacy, where which no god has ever told these things. Only Krishna is the only god who has elaborately explained that how this complete creation comes from him. Aham bija pradapito. So I am the seed giving father. Okay, so why there are people not able to understand? Because bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudevam sarvamiti samatma sudurlabha. It's not like uh, what we say. It's not just available to anyone. It requires. It's a very rare spiritual. It's only a person who has really got the mercy of Lord Guru and Krishna. He can only get this. Okay, Prashant Prabhu, you can read this translation, the remaining part.
Jai Shri Krishna Prabhuji.
Jai Shri Krishna.
After many births and deaths, he who is actually knowledge surrender into me, knowing me to be the curse of all curses and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Vasudeva Krishna is the creator of everything, and his energy is displayed in various ways. As explained in Bhagavad Gita, a combination of the material energy,
Bhumi Rapun.
Bhumir and the spiritual energy, the living entity, exists in the every creation. Therefore, the same principle, the combination of the super me spirit
Supreme Spirit.
and the material element is the cause of the cosmic manifestation.
Yeah. So here Prabhupada is saying that he is quoting the verse and he's saying it is such a great soul is very rare who knows the knowledge about Krishna and his creation energy. And basically, Prabhupada is telling Bhumi Rapo Nalo Vayu. Bhumi, Ap, Nalo, Analo, Vayu. That means these are earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So this is how there are. So material world is nothing but combination of all these elements. Even our body is made up of these 5 elements: Pancha Mahabhut, earth, water, fire, air, and ether. So anything you take in this world, it is made up of these 5 things. And in some places, it is like in our body, we see earth element is more, so some maybe different elements may be more in different. So then these are what is combination. That is what is the cause of this cosmic manifestation. But ultimate cause is the Supreme Lord, Krishna only. So text number 6. Aduneha Mahabhaga
Aduneha Mahabhaga
Yataiva Narakanaraha
यथैव
Narkanaraha
नरकान्नर
Nanogra Yatanan Neyat
नानो
नानो
ब्रयात
ब्रह्मयाता
नान्यया
नेया
तन्मे व्याख्यातुम् अर्हसि.
तन्मे
तन्मे
तन्मे व्याख्यातुम्
व्याख्यातुमर्हसि.
अर्हसि.
Yes, Abhinav Prue, translation. Abhinav, Asta Impex.
Prabhuji, am I audible?
Yes, now it's
Hare
audible.
Krishna. In the 26th, should I read from the translation?
Translation you can read.
Oh, greatly fortunate and opulent Sukdeva Goswami. Now kindly tell me how human beings may be saved from having to enter hellish conditions in which they suffer terrible pains.
Yeah, so after glorifying so much,
Should I read it? Go ahead.
yeah, just after glorifying so much for the first 5 verses, now in the 6th verse, Parishit Maharaj is asking question. Kindly tell me about how human beings may be saved from entering the hellish conditions in which they suffer terrible pains. Yes, now you can read the purport.
In the 26th chapter of the 5th canto, Sukadeva Goswami has explained that people who commit sinful acts are forced to enter hellish planets and suffer. Now, Maharaja Parikshit, being a devotee, is concerned with how this can be stopped. A Vaishnava is Paradukha dukhi. In other words, he has no personal troubles, but he is very unhappy to see others in trouble. Prahlad Maharaj said, My Lord, I have no personal problems, for I have learned how to glorify your transcendental qualities and thus enter a trance of ecstasy. I do have a problem, however, for I am simply thinking of these rascals and fools who are busy with Maya Sukha, temporary happiness, without knowledge of devotional service unto you. This is the problem faced by Vaishnava, because a Vaishnava fully takes shelter of the Supreme Personality of the Godhead. He personally has no problems, but because he is compassionate towards the fallen conditioned souls, he is always thinking of plans to save them from their hellish life in this body and the next. Parikshit Maharaj therefore anxiously wanted to know from Sukdev Goswami how humanity can be saved from gliding down to hell. Sukdev Goswami had already explained how people enter hellish life and could also explain how they could be saved from it. Intelligent men must take advantage of these instructions. Unfortunately, however, the entire world is lacking Krishna consciousness, and therefore people are suffering from the grossest ignorance and do not even believe in a life after this one. To convince them of their next life is very difficult because they have become almost mad in their pursuit of material enjoyment. Nevertheless, the duty of all sane men, is to save them. Maharaj Parikshit is the representative of one who can save them. Haripur.
Haripur. So once there was a sadhu. He went to a ocean beach. He was just traveling and he came across that. So in that ocean beach there was a I think mm, scorpion or some kind of some not scorpion. I think scorpion is very dangerous. Some kind of this was there insect or some bird or something. So actually it was taken by the waves of the ocean inside the ocean. It was taken. So the sadhu when he saw that, oh, this he's like he's very much after his life and he's trying to save his life somehow, but somehow by the waves of crab he is feeling Ashutosh. Okay, so crabs were there and it were taken by the ocean. But then the sadhu, he was very much, he felt very pity for the crab that, oh, it is not able to come on its own outside the ocean. So he took, with his hand, tried to take the crab to put there. But the crab was again and again stinking the sadhu on the hand. And then sadhu, feeling pain, he used to just drop the crab down. And then after some time, again, because of dropping him down, again the ocean waves used to take him inside the ocean. Then again the sadhu was trying to take him out, and put it somewhere, but again the crab was stinking. So in that way, he was feeling pain. Again, it was dropped in the ocean and it was going. So one person who was passing by, he saw this scene. So he saw that 3, 4 times the same thing happened. And then he asked the sadhu that what is this? He's stinking you. He's trying to hit you, and you are trying to save him. What is why you are doing that? I'm seeing you from such long time. So he said that the crab's job is to sting, and a sadhu's job is, or sadhu's what we say, the responsibility of sadhu is to save the people, save the living entities. So he is doing his job, and I am doing my job. So both the things are happening. Like that, he gave the explanation. So basically, we see that the pure devotees, the sadhus, the pure devotees, the great souls, you see that they always want to take care of, they always feel pity for the other living entities. They never rejoice in anybody's harm. What to speak of humans? Even animals, what to speak of animals, even humans also, they don't feel any envy or any, if they are unhappy, then he wants to know why you are unhappy. And he immediately will tell something or try to help that person to come out of that situation. So that is the Paradukha Dukhi. That is the quality of that is, I can say, that is the foremost quality of a Vaishnava. So in case we see in ourselves also, if we are becoming happy by seeing others' happiness, and we become unhappy by seeing others' unhappiness, that is actually the one of the very good quality, and that is also sign of advancement in spiritual life. That we feel very unhappy by seeing others' distress. So this is to be very much known. So that's why it is said, no, that to convince them of their next life is very difficult because they have almost become mad in the pursuit of material enjoyment. So people are like those crabs. You try to save them, you try to bring them, and it stings you and again goes back to the material pool. And again you take and again it goes back. So that is, people are into that. But Prabhupada said, nevertheless, our duty, the duty of all Zen men, is to save them. And Parikshit Maharaj is the representative of one who can save them. Sometimes some a person who is very cruel, something wrong he has done, we really feel that "Hey, this person, he should get some nice punishment." We actually feel like that he should suffer life after life, like that we feel. But in case of this Parikshit Maharaj, he did not feel like that. As soon as one may think also, no, oh, this hellish people, their karma, they must have done something bad in their last life. That's why they are suffering. Good, nice, they are getting nice beatings. So no, but pure devotees don't think like that. They are always worried about others. So even Prahlad Maharaj example here Prabhupada gives. So Prahlad Maharaj, he was also asked that he was asked by Narsimhadev that what benediction you want. So Prahlad Maharaj says, I have everything. I don't want any benediction. So then Narsimhadev again asked, please tell me something. You have pleased me so much. So I should give you something as a reciprocation. Prahlad Maharaj says that if at all you, first thing he says, I'm not a businessman. That you do something and I ask something for you. And business generally that happens, no? You do something and then you will get some profit. So Prahlad Maharaj says, I'm not doing business. I am a pure devotional service. It's unalloyed, uninterrupted, unmotivated. So this is what my bhakti is. So then, but still, because Narasimha was asking, so Prahlad Maharaj says, okay, if you want to give me something, then give me, don't liberate me or don't take me to the spiritual world. I want to die after all the living entities in this world. Once they go back to Godhead, then I will go. All the suffering living entities should go back to Godhead. After that, only I am ready to go. Because what will I do going there? I want to first take care of these living entities. So many people are suffering. I want to save them also. I just don't want myself to be happy and others are suffering. I don't want that. So that is a quality of a Vaishnava. Vaishnava takes full shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and he personally has no problems. And he personally doesn't have any desire also to ask for anything. He always asks for the safety or some protection of other living entities. So in our life also we see that whenever we should also learn, and this quality has to be cultivated. It's not going to come in just one day, or just we can't just keep waiting, oh, when that day will come when I will get that quality. So we have to cultivate that quality in our day-to-day life by dealing with devotees. When we suppose some devotees, his health becomes very bad, we should immediately call him. What happened, Prabhu? It's please take care. Did you go to doctor? And So of course we may not be physically with him. We may not be able to take him to doctor and do all the things. But even especially when somebody is sick, he is actually into the situation that someone should call me and ask me how am I, how is my health, and just by talking he is satisfied. You don't need to do any other things also. Other things, whoever is there with him, they will do it. But just by our talking to them in a very nice manner, just by our that what we say expression of care, that person will be very much relieved, and you see his recovery also will be very fast. So that's why we should take care like this. Somebody becomes sick, somebody undergoes certain accident, or somebody's some dear ones are passed away. We should immediately. I've seen in Radheshampuru's case, he is so busy, so many thousands of devotees are under him. But I have seen if any devotees, even their mother, father, even though they are not devotees also, if he comes to know that they have left, he will immediately ask to the he call the devotee and will ask how the things went and what happened, how did this thing happen suddenly. And Prabhuji said, okay, I will pray for your father or mother, and I will, and also whether anyone came with you for helping in the final rites and all, any devotees help, or should I put some word to some devotees? So he calls like that and he tells. So devotees also message him whenever such thing happens, please pray for. So that's how it's very good, good sign that we take care of devotees, because in our life they are the most important. And when we please the devotees, then Lord is ultimately pleased. Sometimes there was one devotee. He used to always say, "Prabhu, please pray for me. Please pray for me." I said, "Okay, I'll pray for you." After some days again he will say, "Oh, Prabhu, please pray for me." No? Then any festival comes, he will tell the same thing. I said, "You are already told. I will pray for you, no problem." So, but I think he may be having some doubt, or I don't know what. But always, and not only me, he will tell to many other devotees, "Pray for me, pray for me." Then one day I told him, I said, "See, you should do the service in a way that devotees are very pleased. And when the devotees are pleased with you, know, then you don't have to tell them also to pray for you, because when they are pleased with you, they themselves will pray from their heart. Prayers will come out. You don't have to even tell them that please pray. They will say, "Oh, this is such a wonderful devotee. I pray for him." So when they go in front of, they will remember him and they will pray for him. That should be our attitude. So then it becomes very wonderful if that kind of thing is there. So our meeting is only for 4.50 seconds left. So of course we have completed three verses, 4, 5, and 6. The next verse we can take in the next Saturday class. In case anyone has any questions, we can take one question maybe. Yes, any question?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी।
Yes, Ganesh.
हाँ प्रभु जी, हिंदी हिंदी में बोला तो चलेगा?
हाँ, हिंदी में बात
हेलो।
कर सकते हैं।
हाँ, तो हम अपने आदत को कैसे चेंज कर सकते हैं? जैसे कि सुबह जल्दी उठना एकदम, मतलब कंटिन्यूअसली, कभी कभी बहुत कुछ ये हो जाता है, तो सुबह जल्दी नहीं उठ पाते, तो उसको कैसे चेंज करना है, और कंटिन्यूअसली प्रैक्टिस, कंसिस्टेंसी कैसे लाना है उसमें?
Yeah, like there are bad habits, there are good habits also. So anything, if you want to make it a habit, you have to do that same thing for prolonged period of time. Then it becomes habit for you. Like today only, I have one devotee was telling. He said, whatever I do, even if I want to sleep more than, like, I want to sleep after 4 also, I'm not able to sleep. Is it somehow because the cycle has become like that? I'm habituated to get up only at 3:45, 4. I can't sleep only after that. Sometimes it becomes very tired. I thought that tomorrow I'll not get up. I'll just sleep for a long time. But then he said somehow the 3:45, as soon as it becomes I am start getting some dreams, and then 4 o'clock I just get up. I am not able to sleep only after 4 o'clock. So we can see that that is what is habits. So if you make anything as a for prolonged period of time, initially it will take some little difficulty. Okay, I have to get up early. Sometimes you have to put alarm. You have to tell someone to wake me up, and these are all things. But once you are able to do it for, it is said 21 days. If you do anything, no, it becomes your habit. So 21 days consistently you have to do that. Maybe first 21 days you have to make a solid plan of getting up every day by whatever time you fix. and then you put alarm, you tell some devotee, if somebody is waking up early, you tell him that please wake me also early. Or if you are at home, then you can tell your one of the friend, please call me at this time, and you keep your phone, don't keep it silent, otherwise phone will be ringing. One day also you miss, then it's not good. So it should be consistently for 21 days. After that, you will not have too much worry about that. It will happen naturally. Yes. Thank you. Okay, any question? 1.5 minutes is there. So today is the auspicious day of Ekadashi. I hope all of you are able to, if you can chant few more rounds, that is very good. Ekadashi is very beneficial if you chant as many rounds as possible. And tomorrow is also the day of Deepavali. So this year is very special, having two Deepavalis in 1 year. And one Deepavali just got over. Now second is coming. Very special festival. So many things are being done. In case you are in you are able to go to some ISKCON center, then in many places where temples are decorated with Krishna is decorated in a Ram, like Ram is dressed in that way, having a bow and arrow. And in NVCC Pune, they are making a Ram Darbar, and they will show Radha Krishna as Sita Ram. So that's very wonderful. Like that, we can take darshans, chant extra rounds, pray to Lord Ram, especially. Tomorrow's day is very, and we can pray to Lord that please come in my heart also. You are entering in the temple. Please enter in this temple of my body and reside in my heart always. And let me not get into any bad habits or anything. And always chant the Hare Krishna, Hare Ram. Okay, so thank you all very much. So we end here, and next Saturday we'll continue our discussion. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the wonderful class.
Jai Shri Krishna Prabhu.
Hare
Jai-
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you.